Hey guys, how you doing? Yes, my name is Kathureki Mathi and welcome to my channel, Learn Maths with Kathu. So today, I'd like us to talk about factors, okay? I'd like us to talk about something we call factors or factoring, okay? So what is factoring? What comes to your mind when you hear the word factoring? So factoring comes from the word factors. So what are factors? So factors are the numbers that are multiplied together to produce another number, okay? And we've mentioned this topic, we mentioned this topic when we were talking about the divisibility test of numbers. So yeah. So when you're asked to find the factors of a number, you're basically being asked to say the numbers that can divide evenly by that number that you've been given, okay? So it's basically the opposite of multiplying, okay? Yes, because you see, when we are multiplying numbers, we are usually given two or more numbers to multiply with to get one answer, okay? But with factoring, you need to determine how many numbers can multiply evenly that number that you've been given, okay? So I don't really know if you're getting me. So for you to understand what factoring is, you need to be very familiar with your divisibility test for numbers, okay? And we covered that topic some time back. So if you still don't know what I'm talking about, you can check out those videos before you continue watching this one for the sake of clarity. I'll leave the link to the playlist on the divisibility test in the description box below, okay? So that you're all on the same page. Yeah, so factoring is a very important math concept that you really need to understand. Yeah, so let's do some examples, because as we all know, learning through examples is the easiest way to learn. So let's go through the first example. State all factors of 72. So this question is basically asking you to state all the numbers that can divide 72 evenly without leaving a remainder, okay? And we all know that all whole numbers are divisible by 1 and itself. So that can start you off when you're dealing with factors, okay? And as we go, you'll see how the divisibility test for numbers will come in handy, okay? So you'll be able to understand why we started going through the divisibility test for numbers before we talked about factors. So the first factors of 72 are 1 and 72. That's quite automatic because 1 times 72 is 72, okay? Because all whole numbers I've just said are divisible by 1 and itself. So another thing you need to learn about factoring is that when you're factoring, you only need to look at the numbers that are not more than half of that number we are looking at, okay? So in our case, half of 72 is 36, okay? So that means that you only need to know the numbers between 1 and 36 that are divisible by 72 without leaving a remainder, okay? Yeah, so of course we've already established that 1 is a factor of 72 because 1 times 72 is 72. So let's look at the other numbers, okay? So let's actually write all the numbers between 1 and 36 so that we can easily tick the factors of 72. So is 72 divisible by 2? Yes, the digit in the ones number place of this number, which is 2, is an even number, okay? So when you divide it using long division, you get 72 divided by 2 is 36. So that means that 36 is also a factor of 72 because 72 divided by 2 is 36, okay? Is 72 divisible by 3? Do you remember the divisibility test for 3? How do you know if a number is divisible by 3? We said a number is divisible by 3 if when you add the digits in the number, you get 3 or a multiple of 3, okay? And 7 plus 2 we all know is 9, okay? And is 9 divisible by 3? Yes, 9 is divisible by 3. So that means that 72 is divisible by 3, okay? So when you divide it using long division, we get 72 divided by 3 is 24. So that means that 3 and 24 are also factors of 72. Is 72 divisible by 4? When you divide 72 by 4, you get 18. So that means that 4 and 18 are both factors of 72. Is 72 divisible by 5? So how do you know if a number is divisible by 5? So a number is divisible by 5 if the digit in the ones place is either a 5 or a 0, okay? And in our case here, is 72 divisible by 5? No. The digit in the ones place of this number is 2. And the number is only divisible by 5 if the digit in the ones place is either 5 or 0. So that means that 5 is not a factor, okay? So is it divisible by 6? Yes, it's divisible by 6 because it's divisible by both 2 and 3. So when you divide 72 by 6, you get 12. 6 and 12 are also factors of 72. And by that I was thinking, since we covered the divisibility test of numbers some time back, I don't think it's necessary to keep explaining every divisibility test. I don't think it's necessary to say where a number is divisible by 7, 8, 9 or not, okay? Because I explained that into a lot of detail. So right now, I'll just tell you if a number is divisible or not without an explanation. Okay? Is that okay? Okay. So is 72 divisible by 7? No, it's not. And of course, if you don't know why it's not, you can check out that video on the divisibility test of 7, okay? Which will be in the playlist that I'll leave in the description box below. So is 72 divisible by 8? Yes, 72 is divisible by 8. And of course, again, if you know your multiplication table, you'd know that 8 times 9 is 72. Also, I should mention that I'll leave the link to the multiplication table in the description box below so that you're all on the same page. So you can refer to that playlist for the sake of clarity, okay? 8 and 9 are also factors of 72. Those are basically all the factors of 72. So you don't have to look at the numbers above 9 because we've already done that, okay? So that means that we can conclude that the number 72 has 12 factors, okay? So in a nutshell, all the factors of 72 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 12, 18, 24, 36, and 72, okay? So let's look at one more example before you call it a day. State all the factors of 96. So in fact, as usual, I'd like you to pause the video and try and do it by yourself before you do it together, okay? Let's now do it together. So we all know that all whole numbers are divisible by 1 in itself. So that means that automatically the first two factors of 96 we know before we even do anything are 1 and 96, okay? And we also learned that for factoring, we only need to look at the numbers that are not more than half of the number we are looking at, okay? And we know that half of 96 is 48. So let's actually write the numbers from 1 to 48 so that we can easily take them out, okay? Okay. So, is 96 divisible by 2? Yes. 96 divided by 2 is 48. So, 2 and 48 are both factors of 96. Is it divisible by 3? Yes. 96 divided by 3 is 32. So, 3 and 32 are both factors of 96. Is it divisible by 4? Yes. 96 divided by 4 is 24. So, 4 and 24 are also factors of 96. Is it divisible by 5? No, it's not. Is it divisible by 6? Yes. And 96 divided by 6 is 16. So 6 and 16 are both factors of 96. Is 96 divisible by 7? No, it's not. Is it divisible by 8? Yes, it is. And 96 divided by 8 is 12. 8 and 12 are both factors of 96. Is 96 divisible by 9? No. By 10? No. Is it divisible by 11? No. Okay? And you don't have to look at the numbers greater than 12 because we've already done that. Okay? So in simpler terms, we can say that all the factors of 96 are... So all the factors of 96 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12, 16, 24, 32, 48, and 96. Okay? So have we now understood what factoring is? I believe we all have. So that's all you need to know about factors, okay? Thank you for watching this video. Math is pretty easy and fun, right? Exactly. So always remember to practice until it becomes second nature, okay? Additionally, I'd like to mention that I offer tutoring services. So if you're interested in getting tutored, please make sure you fill out the Google form that I've included in the description box of this video, as well as in all my other videos. I'll reach out to you as soon as possible, okay? So if you enjoyed the lesson, feel free to like, share, because sharing is caring, and subscribe so that you don't miss any time I upload a new video. Subscribing is free, yay! See you in 2 weeks' time, same place. Bye!